Hey, welcome back to Socialette. This is episode 233. Last episode, I chatted with the fabulous Lisa Corduff all about the mindset required to take your business to the next level. And a big part of our conversation was about the stories that we tell ourselves. Most of these stories are designed to keep us safe. Our brain wants to keep us safe. But as a result, they're holding us back from the success that we deserve in our businesses. Now, today's episode will be the last mindset episode for a little while. I know for a lot of you, these mindset episodes aren't really what you signed up for when you wanted to listen to a marketing podcast, but it really is such an important part of growing your business, and all of the marketing in the world can't fix a poor mindset, unfortunately. Anyway, I will be back next episode with more of the usual marketing and launching jazz. So today's episode, I'm looking at 5 of the very common stories that we tell ourselves as business owners. And 100% I have been guilty of pretty much all of these at some point as well. Story number 1, I hate selling. Oh, hands up who loves selling. Nobody? Yeah, I know. The fact is, selling is how we make money in our businesses. Whether or not you think you're in the business of sales, you're in the business of sales. If you can't sell, how are you going to make money in your business? I used to be so afraid of being salesy, and I was really worried that my audience would hate me for trying to sell to them. But the biggest mindset shift for me was to start thinking of it like this. By not selling to them, it's actually very selfish because I'm not presenting them the solution to their problems. When I'm selling to them, I'm showing them how they can fix their struggles, how they can fix those pain points. So if I'm not selling, I'm not telling them about how they can do that. So if the mindset around selling is something that you struggle with quite a lot, I really highly recommend listening to James Wedmore's Mind Your Business podcast. It's fantastic, and he really talks a lot about mindset and about selling and all of that. Anyway, story number 2. My audience isn't big enough for me to launch anything to them. Oh, 2 things here, right? Okay, firstly, launching is how you grow your audience. And I'm going to be talking about this a little bit more in depth. I'm going to talk about how you can use launching to grow your audience in another episode very soon. But basically, when I look back at my business growth over the years, most of the growth that has happened, most of the big spikes that have happened have been off the back of various launches that I've done, because that's when I've been most committed to showing up for my audience and, like showing up live, running ads, doing all of those things that I don't normally do when I'm not in a launch. Secondly, the second thing you need to know here is that a small audience is actually a really good thing when you're launching. It means that you can launch before things are 100% perfect. You can listen to your audience's feedback. You can make things even better, right? Okay, story number 3. My audience wouldn't pay that much. I believed this one for ages. I told myself that because my audience is small business owners, they don't have the budget to pay for a high ticket offer. But just because somebody in your audience can't afford it, and as a side note, these tend to be the most vocal people, the people who are complaining are the ones who generally can't afford it. That doesn't mean, though, that there aren't some people in your audience who can afford it and who would pay that. It's just a matter of demonstrating that what you're charging is worth what they're paying for it, right? I was really worried at one point that people wouldn't pay $50 a month for my membership when there are other people out there that are selling $20,000 masterminds to small business owners as well. So, it's all relative, really. Story number 4, I'm just a small business owner. Oh, this one happens, you see this one a lot at events, or particularly events where somebody who's not in the business space asks you what you're doing, right? And it's, I just run a small business. I didn't realize how limiting this mindset could be until someone else pointed it out to me. But basically, when you tell yourself you're a small business owner, you're owning that identity of a small business owner, which means that you are more likely to stay a small business owner. You start to make decisions from this place of being a small business owner rather than from how a big business owner would make those decisions. Now, look, I know a lot of you are happy being small business owners, and that's completely fine. Like there is nothing wrong with that. But if you're thinking of playing a bigger game, then you need to stop referring to yourself as just a small business owner. And then story number 5, lastly, I'm not a systems person. Lisa and I chatted a bit about this last episode because I know she told herself the exact same story, and I still do this. I have to catch myself whenever I say, oh, but I hate processes and I hate systems. I catch myself and I say, no, wait, I actually love systems and processes now, because I know that in order to grow my business to run like a very smooth, well-oiled machine, I need to learn to love systems and processes. It just has to be done. So that is another story that many of us tell ourselves. I'd love to know, have any of these stories resonated with you? Like, do you tell yourselves these stories as well? Let me know. I always love hearing from you guys on Instagram. You can find me over there at stephtaylor.co. Don't forget to head over to my website, stephtaylor.co/roadmap, to download my free ebook, The Complete Roadmap for a Killer Launch. And make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Catch you next time.